Stuart Varney of Fox Business and his co-hosts here are concerned about the issue of socialism on the show Downton Abbey. Let's watch.
Season 5, Downton Abbey, began last night. I didn't see it. I certainly didn't see the premiere, but members of my staff say they watched it, and the episode was filled with references to a changing government, including this. Lord Grantham, quote, "What worries me is that our government is committed to the destruction of people like us and everything we stand for." Michael Tomero comes in on this one. He's the host of In the Foxlight. This is all about socialism, isn't it?
It is.
In the context of the 1920s,
yes.
They're saying these socialists are going to ruin us, the aristocracy.
Yeah. Well, first of all, let me just say, if you feel compelled to refer to me as your lordship during this segment, by all means, go ahead.
Yeah.
Now, what makes the show so fascinating is that it's so steeped and rich with historical context. I mean, episode 1, the first season, I just binged all 3 over the weekend, thanks to you guys. It starts off with the sinking of the Titanic, and it kind of sets events, in motion. So this is kind of the next step. The series starts off, season 5, 1924. A socialist government has taken hold. The word about the family estate being taxed to death. And we're coming closer and closer to the big crash of 1929. So
socialism is the issue, because that was on the rise in England at that time, and Downton Abbey deals with that.
We're going to see how the family reacts to it. There's a socialist who's invited to a party in the upcoming episode, so interesting things happen in that episode.
There's a confrontation at the dinner table.
There's a confrontation at the dinner table. They have a lot of dinner on this show. Have you noticed that?
Oh, boy.
There's a lot of dinner going on.
But if you notice what the younger characters, though, what the writers, I think, are doing is they're trying to actually put the progressives, the progressive mindset, and these are Hollywood types in London, to be fair here, into the younger characters to say, we should do things different, Dad. Come on, dear old Dad. That's the way to the dinosaurs, so.
Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? This is such a Fox News segment. Like, they look around, okay, where is there some sort of a bias, a progressive bias, a socialist bias? Let's just talk. We need to talk about socialism in media and socialism in Hollywood and socialism all over the place. Where is it? It's like they do the Red Scare every day. And why are they so focused on stuff like this? Because they know that they do this whenever they get the opportunity. They know that they use things that happen in pop culture and in media that supports their position as evidence for their position. Like, they'll talk about Homeland or 24, and they're like, see, torture worked. Zero Dark 30. They're like, see, this shows that what we did actually was good when we tortured people. Is that what we believe? Yeah, that's what we believe, yeah. Of course, that's not true, and we just learned recently with the CIA torture report that we tortured a lot of innocent people, and the way that we tortured people, is people died because we gave them hypothermia. We did rectal feeding, which is anal rape plus pumping liquidized food in people's rectums. Just the most gruesome, terrible stuff imaginable. But remember, conservatives use pop culture and media and TV to back up their arguments whenever they think the art and questions back up their policy ideas. Progressives, and they do this with school too, right? The conservatives do this with school too. They'll scream about progressive indoctrination, like if there's ever like a PETA ad or Code Pink ad or something that involves a kid in any way, shape, or form. Like, you're indoctrinating the kids, propaganda is terrible, horrible, don't ever do it. And then meanwhile, they'll support the idea that we shove creationism down the throats of all these kids in grade school in Mississippi and Arkansas and Alabama. See, they want to be the ones to push their propaganda on kids and to indoctrinate them in their way, so when they smell something that comes within miles of it on the left, they're the first ones to freak out and press the alarm button. But also, here's the funniest aspect of this story, in my opinion, is he spoke about breaking up the aristocracy as if it was a bad thing. He's like, oh, they're scared of this socialist government on Downton Abbey. They're afraid they're going to break up the aristocracy. Who's pro-aristocracy? Who looks at that and is like, oh, yeah, man, we should totally keep that arbitrary system in place where some people are just innately above other people and there's no equality amongst everyone. Like, at the very least, you have to be in favor of equality under the law. Nobody's saying sometimes the conservatives make the goofy argument that not everything's equal. Not everything's equal because Kobe Bryant's better than you at basketball. Yeah, we get it. We're not saying everything ever is equal with every area of life in every way, shape, and form. That's ridiculous. What we're saying is we prefer equal protection under the law, equality under the law. And in an aristocratic system or an authoritarian system or a feudal system or a dictatorial system or an oligarchy system, of course there isn't equal protection under the law. And you have Stuart Varney like, socialism is the thing to really be afraid of, not the aristocracy, where you have overlords running every aspect of your life. It really shows you where his sympathies lie.